From the St. James in Springfield, Virginia, it's the PLL Championship Series, Day 1, Game 2. We get to witness the sixes format. It's what you'll see when lacrosse is an Olympic sport in 2028. Game 2 features the Philadelphia Waterdogs against the Utah Archers, Anish, Shroff, Ryan Boyle. This was the championship match from the regular season of last year. Top 4 teams from a season ago are in this championship series. We saw the California Redwoods clip the Boston Cannons in overtime earlier today. Round robin play takes us all the way to Sunday. Then we'll have the semifinals, the championship on Monday. And Ryan Boyle, what makes this version of lacrosse unique? Well, let's start with the field dimensions.
Yeah, we'll take the full 100 by 60 and the 15-yard two-point arc, and we're going to shrink all that down, Anish. Smaller field, fewer players, back-to-back action. It's just 50 yards goal to goal, 76 total, and much narrower, 39 yards, and the 52-second shot clock down to 30. So ultra-quick possessions, head on a swivel. You make a mistake, who cares? Make the next play. You got to forget about it.
The game moves at warp speed. 8-minute quarters, 30-second shot clock. You only face off at the beginning of quarters, and there are no long sticks. Everybody's a shorty.
Yeah, everybody's a shorty. Positionless lacrosse, so you're going to see tonight Michael Sowers on attack. He's going to have to get back and play some defense. You're going to see some defenders that you didn't know had any offensive prowess bury a goal. So the positionless lacrosse, the back and forth, kind of like hockey, basketball, but lacrosse style.
Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Archers.
And they don't have a lot of their key offensive players. These 3 guys are going to be half of the ones that steps up. Ambler and Williams on the left side. Williams they picked up in that trade. And Matt Moore, the sharpshooter out of Virginia. Ogden is the guy that kind of gives them that two-way threat. He had a breakout championship series last year, including 4 two-pointers. So expect him to be a dynamic force between the lines.
Patrick Birkinshaw will start in goal for the Utah Archers. Played at Penn after starting his career at Virginia. Dana Boyle is with Archers coach Chris Bates.
Thanks, Anish. Coach Bates, you returned 5 players from a year ago, and you added a new player in free agency in Cole Williams. What do you hope he brings to this sixes format for the Archers?
We hope he brings what he brought last year against us. He killed us last year. So, he's a seasoned pro. He's a big dude, gets to the front of the net, so we need some goals out of him.
You've got 2 poles that are converted to short sticks. What do you hope to see from them in this format?
Just, we need some lockdown presence, hopefully, some good communication on that end. And then offensively, they just got to know their role, set picks, flash. So they've done a nice job. And then, like, Piper and Connor are shorties, too. Similarly, that's what we're looking for from them.
Thanks for the time, Coach.
Good.
Archers, the defending PLL champions from last September. Starting lineups for the Waterdogs. Michael Sowers, the straw.
What a 1-2 punch with Sowers on the right and McCardle on the left side. Good luck trying to keep up with Sowers in this format. And Conrad, I think it has the potential of a breakout championship series a la Romar Dennis. Speaking of championship series, Jake Caraway was lights out as a shooter, was injured, but playing with the Atlas. He canned 6 two-pointers. He was an absolute sharpshooter from that 2-point line. So expect Sowers and McCardle to kind of key the offense, but look out for Caraway just floating around that 2-point arc, hunting for space.
Matt DeLuca's been a steady presence in his time with the Waterdogs. Career 54% save percentage as a member of the PLL. Down to Dana.
Michael, some say you're made for this format, and there's no doubt about that. You've got a bevy of weapons on the offensive end. How does that lend itself to this sixes format to find success?
I think we just have a lot of guys that we can rely on. It doesn't have to be one guy. Especially as the week goes on, you got a lot of guys that can shoulder the load.
I've heard some chirps about your defense. What can we expect out there on the defensive end?
We're going to have to find out.
Thanks, Michael.
Thank you.
Well played.
Was that a mini chirp from
well
Dana?
Played.
Was that a mini chirp within the interview?
Dana, who was the we?
The people, the interwebs, the Twitter, the X, I guess it's called now.
Well, in the first game, we saw Rob Pennell facing off, and part of the intrigue, we only face off once per quarter. Who both teams send out to the face-off circle to start?
You normally see somebody that's kind of scrappy and kind of fight for that. Not to say that Pennell isn't scrappy and gritty, but like maybe not he's not like a short stick defensive midfielder. You know, the Cannons were trotting out Ethan Rawl. Here we've got Ogilvin from the Archers, and like looks like the Waterdogs are all staring around each other like, who wants to take this thing? Oh, I guess
it's gonna be Ryan Conrad. He volunteers as tribute. Archers in the white, Waterdogs in the black. A rematch of last year's PLL championship. And off the opening ruckus, it's the Waterdogs with control, only for a moment. John Robbins had it knocked away. And now Connor Marr establishing possession, and he stepped out of bounds. Interesting how the Archers are built. You got Robbins, who's normally a pole, Eddie, who's normally a pole, Bond and Marr, shorties. It's almost a defense-first approach, even though there are no long sticks.
Yeah, and Waterdogs, meanwhile, the way they're constructed, they've got a whole bevy of two-way midfielders, and then they've got a clean O and a clean D. So I would expect McCardle and Sowers to play offense and then try to get them off so they can get their short stick defensive midfielders like Higgins, Hayes, and Scarpello on the field.
Sowers' first look. Here's Matt Moore, played college ball at Virginia where he graduated as the school's all-time scorer. And that one thrown away by Ryan Ambler, the former Princeton Tiger.
And with regards to the Archers roster construction, 5 righties and 5 lefties. So they're going to play as much as quote-unquote traditional sixes as one could with a balanced right and left side.
Caraway hisses it high. He was one of the breakout stars of the championship series from last year.
Play out. Conrad, Mary Caraway, good job, Borna.
And a bit of a sloppy start here for both teams.
Hey, ball's in, help that side.
The first game between the Redwoods and the Cannons. Now both teams traded haymakers from pretty much the onset. Ogilvin down the alley, gets to the middle, hits the crossbar, off the ricochet. Here's Robbins. He's got a trailer, misses Conrad. It's backed up, and that shot whistled wide by Jack Trainer, who did not suit up in a game as a rookie for the Waterdogs last year.
So much of this sixes is personnel identification offensively and defensively. You can see Scarpello pressing out on Ambler wisely.
Ambler's shot saved. Patrick Birkinshaw is there.
Hey, runner, power!
Michael Sowers out of the box. Conrad from 2. That one turned away by DeLuca, or rather Birkinshaw.
Too much airspace by Solomon. You got to step out and get out on Conrad's hands.
Drive there, fine, back door, step up.
DeLuca at 6'6", casts a big shadow in goal, and he stops that attempt by Matt Moore, a 2-time PLL All-Star.
Yeah, then had McCardle trapped on defense, ran him in a 2-man game. That's what allowed Moore to get his hands free.
McCardle shoots low. And neither team has scored almost 3 minutes in.
Hey, play out now. Drop.
Sloppy. Too early to call it a rock fight. I don't know if a rock fight is even possible in the sixes format.
Yeah, plus you don't want to offend the granite.
Shooter, Augie.
Here comes Caraway.
Hands, good. Alley.
Now Jeff Connor, and he opens the scoring on the second game of this Champs Series round robin, the former Cavalier.
He's another one of those two-way guys on this Waterdogs team. UVA used him a lot in that role. It's a really great setting for him.
Now they had Sowers on defense, the wrong matchup though is Eddie against him. Ambler. Ronan Jacoby. Defended well by Robbins. Good defense there by the Waterdogs. Shot clock is about to expire.
I think when you look at this Archers team, like where does their goal scoring come from, right? And that's the thing when you just look at the personnel.
Sowers makes it 2-0 Waterdogs.
Whereas Waterdogs could be like, hey, Michael, go get us a goal. Go get us a quality look, right? Like there isn't that guy on Archers.
Good, Conrad. One way, Conrad.
You would think a lot of it falls on number 11, Matt Moore. There's Cole Williams, he can do it too. Williams defended by Jack Traynor, using that size and missed the cage. Williams acquired from Denver in the offseason for Connor DeSimone.
Yeah, Williams, Ambler, Ogden, and Moore. Those have got to be the 4 guys for Archers offensively, as Borda cans it too.
Kyle Borda last year played 2 games for the Waterdogs. Did not tally a point. Played his college ball at Fairfield before finishing up at Ohio State. 4-0 Waterdogs. And look at our game flow that led to the board of 2. And finally, the Archers on the board. It's Nate Solomon. He was a late add to the roster when Grant Ament got hurt.
And he's the wild card for this group. The human highlight reel, you saw the double pump fake on that one, the initial one, and then the jump shot fake completely fooled the Waterdogs defensively.
Caraway denied by Birkinshaw.
He's never seen a shot he doesn't like.
Step out, Kieran. Step out, Kieran.
Resetti,
Line there. Close the gap. Close the gap.
former top 10 pick. Normally a pole. Ogden dumps it back. Now here's Moore. He can get his.
Step out.
Ogden
Outside.
can't get free of Robbins. 41 Robbins early on has played some really good defense. I'm sorry, Higgins.
It's just done a great job of recognizing personnel, understanding the playmakers, understanding the shooters, and getting out, getting in their hands, crowding their airspace.
That one by Borda. Ricochets back the other way. A breakout. And a save by DeLuca, denying Eddie on the doorstep. Again, got to remember, Resetti, not a typical offensive player.
And maybe a little bit of a bait job there by DeLuca, kind of hanging his stick before punching it back up.
Sowers back to Caraway. Skips it to the far wing. There's a cutting Sowers, and that's way too easy.
Beautiful backdoor cut there, and the spot feed by McCardle.
Moore got upfield. The Waterdogs got back quickly and denied any transition opportunity. Different game than game 1. Another breakout chance. Higgins denied. Ball popped into the air. Higgins can't reel it in. And it goes to the Utah Archers.
So we've seen Eddie and Higgins both on breakaways. Coming up goose eggs on the scoreboard.
That's like hockey, right?
You gotta bury those opportunities. All jokes aside about their position, those you need to tally that up on the scoreboard.
Charlie Hayes defending Ronan Jacoby. Now Cole Williams.
What a
Lost
save.
it.
What a save by DeLuca.
Utah 1 for 9 shooting. Again, it's an Archers team not playing without a lot of its stars. Ogden fires on the run. DeLuca turns another one away. Matt Moore watches it go out of bounds. It'll stay. I guess Moore touched it.
I'm not sure what happened there. It looked like
if it hit the goalie and it went out of bounds, it should be Archer's ball, unless Moore touched it. Those are the rules in this format. Here's Sowers. Normally in what we see in field lacrosse, when a ball is shot and it goes out of bounds, closest to the ball when it goes out, awarded possession. That does not exist in sixes. If you shoot it out of bounds, it's kind of like basketball. Last touch. Quarter 1 comes to an end. A Philadelphia story so far. Waterdogs with a 5-1 lead on the Archers. Matt DeLuca figuratively and literally standing tall.
Yeah, he was critical for them. 4 huge saves in that first quarter. And offensively, Sowers, McCardle, and company off to a fast start. All Waterdogs early.
The Utah Archers, we have geographical designations to all the PLL teams. That's new this year. Last year, best record in the regular season in the PLL, highest scoring differential in league history, and they beat the Waterdogs by a goal in the championship. Tom Schreiber had the game winner in the final, 2 minutes?
Yeah, they were the cream of the league all season long, and it just felt like this eventuality of them and Waterdogs meeting in the championship. What a game we had. Schreiber with the game winner, and kind of the often overlooked is Caraway had a shot from 2 that was deflected. Not even a clean save, deflected away.
Here comes 31-year-old Kieran McCardle. And that is a 2, and the Waterdogs extend to a 6-point advantage.
And this is where the 13-yard arc comes into play. Kieran McCardle, 0 2-pointers all last summer. Anish, he only attempted 2 shots.
Meanwhile, DeLuca's locked in. He saved 5 out of 6. New 30 here. Ogden for 2. Little penthouse palm. Ryan Ogden, the former Brown Bear. That's a 2.
4 2-pointers last year in the championship series. He was really one of the breakout stars for Archers.
Sowers down the alley, beats Piper Bond, and he was going to get that every time. You can't slide to him, and you don't have a pole.
And if you do slide to him, then he's going to distribute accordingly. In the first quarter, Fed Kieran McCardle missed wide, but the shot was right in front of the cage.
Ogden against Jake Higgins, former 2-way mid at Maryland. Now Cole Williams down the alley, spun back to X. Jacoby, his shot saved. It's DeLuca again.
Hey, coming down. Pipe you. Come center. Brody. Help Brody.
Here comes Sowers. Over to McCardle. McCardle from the outside. That's another 2. It's 9-3. Sowers and McCardle, if you watched them over the summer in San Diego, that was a formidable tandem as well in the World Games. A lot of chemistry. These two have now played together some.
And McCardle's got as many 2s in the first half as he did shots all last summer.
He's a prolific pro, former MLL Rookie of the Year, 3-time All-American. 39 goals in the last 2 PLL seasons. Sowers from the outside, and there's a save by Birkinshaw.
He's got sneaky long range. Like, don't sleep on Sowers from distance.
Jacoby, former 3-time All-American at Division III Wesleyan. Ended his career at Rutgers. Now the former Johns Hopkins Blue Jay, Cole Williams to Piper Bond, and DeLuca is there again.
He's a proven veteran. Every time he's had to step up during regular season action in the PLL, he's been formidable.
7 saves for Matt DeLuca. Sowers will go to work on Ogden. Just doesn't sound fair. It's part of the format. McCardle has his pass picked. Cole Williams sheds a tackle. Amtracking to the cage. Williams scores.
D-O. Cole Williams showing off his athleticism, just ran through Sowers in the middle of the field. Well, Chris Bates traded for him specifically to get him on this roster.
Ryan Conrad with the answer at the other end. The advantage back to 6. Now Matt Moore, one of the top shot creators in the PLL. Against Scarpello, and Moore hammers home a 2.
Yeah, you're starting to see the Archers come to life offensively. Their knowns have got to be the guys. Williams on the play before, and then Moore. Moore just kind of runs through the stick of Scarpello, loses his footing just a little bit.
Meanwhile, McCardle finishes on the doorstep. 11-6, Jacoby, foot on the line, that's a 1. DeLuca wanted help, nobody went to get the ball. This could be a live ball turnover. Higgins took a swat from Williams. Now Charlie Hayes. Here comes Sowers. Wants the matchup with Ogden, gets it. Feeds up top, Caraway. That one caroms almost to the roof, and it got in to the actual roof. There's
3
a little
points.
Netting.
mesh walkway,
Yeah.
almost. Mesh netting, and the ball got into the mesh netting. Like up in the catwalk.
I mean, Caraway barely had a windup for that.
And that one somehow skirts in. Solomon was the intended target. It was supposed to be a pass.
And I think because that deflected off of Solomon's stick,
And he'll get credit.
just a 1.
11-8 now, the Archers. Little mojo on their side. Sowers against Moore. Sowers shakes right. McCardle gets to the middle and cans it. Both teams finding their legs in this second quarter.
Drive, drive, drive. Inside. Hey, safety, safety. Press down. Good, top left. Drive down, drive down.
Jacoby shrugs off Trainer, and he bombs a 2.
After practice, Chris Bates was effusive in his praise of Jacoby. Like, this guy can play. Like, you're going to be surprised to expect big things out of him this championship series.
At Division III Power Wesleyan, he scored 150 goals in less than 50 games. Conrad off the feed from Sowers. 13-10, less than 90 seconds to go. And a first half.
Watch that cutter.
Ryan Ambler, marked by Conrad. Ambler's a lefty.
Good job, RC. Stop right.
There's more. Too high.
And as this first half comes to a close, like, what I love about the Waterdogs, like, you're just seeing the ball in Sowers and McCardle's stick all the time, right? And if it's not the two of them, you're getting a heavy dose of Conrad.
You look up at the scoreboard, you feel the Waterdogs should have a bigger margin.
Yeah, for sure. I think some of those saves that DeLuca was kind of bailing them out earlier in the half.
Timeout by Utah. That's the use it or lose it timeout.
His voice. It's not good for him. It's not looking good.
I've got cough drops upstairs, Coach.
He pumped one in. I think he's had 3 or 4, if I'm keeping track correctly.
Good. Downside, downside.
There comes Cole Williams. To the right hand.
Go, JC, go, JC.
And that one missed the cage. Jeff Connor.
They got the shot they wanted. They drew it up for Williams. A little hedge there. He could have dumped it to Matt Moore.
And now Andy Copeland for the Waterdogs will use his use it or lose it timeout.
Good job. Hey, so we got our 5 offensively. You want to go A or B? Let's go A. Let's go A. Let's try to get Jake one. Okay, hey, listen, RC, you're going to start with the ball. Start your dodge kind of from that half. Kyle's stationary, and then Jake, just set your guy up. And then Michael and Kieran right on the pipes. Listen, RC, we're not going to go until 7 seconds. 7 seconds. I don't want them seeing the ball again. I want this shot out of your stick with like 2-3 seconds, somewhere there.
Sounds good.
Everybody good?
Hey, guys, if there's a turnover, all 5 stay on.
What do you say, Black? What do you say, Black? Let's go, RC, you pick it up here to start. Just kill time, be very disciplined here. Dogs on 3, 1, 2, 3.
So much to unpack there. So much to unpack there. First of all, their play names are terrible. We've got to come up with something better than A and B, okay? We'll talk to Cope after the game. The defensive coordinator, D. DeDontis, at the end, there's always the D coordinator goes, just in case we don't score, everybody get back. And we've learned the pronunciation of his name before the game because
Andy Copeland had no idea.
No idea.
We're gonna put him on blast like that?
Yes, Andy Copeland just calls him Sweet Lou.
Sweet Lou.
Or Sweetness.
So we said that we would say his name once and then we would just Sweet Lou thereafter.
From here on out, it's Sweet Lou. 13-10, Waterdogs holding for this final shot of half number 1. Conrad, the initiator. His pass knocked down. Here comes Ambler. And half number 1 comes to an end. Philadelphia got off to a hot start. They blitzed the Archers early, and Utah found a little juice in that second quarter. 13-10, your halftime score. Anish, Shroff, Ryan Boyle, Dana Boyle down on the sideline. Waterdogs lead the Archers 13-10. Second game here in round-robin play of the championship series. A rematch of the championship game from the PLL's regular season last fall. And Ryan, both teams got off to a bit of a slow, sloppy start. Waterdogs started to figure it out. Nate Solomon, who wasn't even supposed to be on the team, injury replacement, had maybe the best goal of the first half.
Yeah, the old fake jump shot gets the whole Waterdogs defense to turn their head, and then he buries it. Kieran McCardle lights out from 2-point range, 2 in the first half. Didn't have any the entire last regular season. And this is the guy, right? You want to talk about all the highlights, all the offensive firepower, the goalkeepers. Can you get steady play between the pipes? DeLuca was fantastic. 7 saves in that first half at a 50% margin.
Kieran McCardle had 8 points to lead all scores. Sowers had 5. Matt Moore, again, we can't just say his last name. He had 3. Ronan Jacoby had 3 points as well for the Archers.
And the thing that stands out to me also is you look at the touches, right? And I kind of mentioned, like, we're getting a lot of Sowers, aren't we? 20 touches. 20 touches for Michael Sowers in that first half. Leading the Archers in terms of touches is Ronan Jacoby with 12. So just to put things in perspective, the Waterdogs clearly, from a strategic standpoint, get the ball in Sowers' stick and let him cook.
Now the old adage, give the ball to your best players.
Right, you think of basketball and kind of usage rate, and this is basically the lacrosse version of basketball. And Michael Sowers had a high usage rate in that first half. You got a lot of Sowers, you got a lot of Conrad, and a lot of McCardle.
Face-off violation on Utah. Doesn't really matter. There's only one face-off violation per quarter. Here comes Jake Caraway.
Jack!
Over to Ryan Conrad against Piper Bond. And that one hisses wide. New goalie for the Archers is Nick Washuta, a lefty, former All-American at Vermont, originally from Minnesota. DeLuca begins the second half in goal for the Waterdogs.
Yes, so DeLuca will be the only goalie that's projected to play the whole game this first day of the championship series.
10 to shoot. Bond spins back. And it belongs to the Waterdogs. Again, if you're just joining us, no backups. So no closest to the ball awarded possession on a shot in the sixes format. You shoot it out of bounds, it's a turnover. Sowers with a step on Marr. Body save, Washuta.
They got a transition opportunity with Solomon and Moore. And a trailer, watch for Ogden.
Here's Ogden, a threat from the outside. Tried to dodge Scarpello, who jarred it loose. And last touch, Utah.
Yeah, smart play by Scarpello, sniffing that out. But if you're Waterdogs, get that to Ogden earlier. Sorry, Archers, get that to Ogden earlier and well above the 2-point arc so you can get a full stride, a full crow hop into the 2-point attempt.
Caraway looking for his first points. A breakout star in the Champ Series last year. McCardle absorbs the contact from Robbins. Plays it back to Connor. Driving on Solomon. Easy save by Washuta. Here's Marr. Two-way midi at North Carolina. Marr fires, didn't have much juice on it. Saved by DeLuca.
I think there was a pathway for Marr just to barrel towards the cage there instead of settling for the 2.
What's up, center? Top right.
Now Michael Sowers. Here comes the hot stepper. Sowers bounces it in.
Now, I love that angle, that high wing angle, because even if he doesn't have anything, he can bounce behind the cage. If you don't slide and he's got any sort of leverage, he can just dive across the crease.
Ambler marked by Charlie Hayes.
Safety. Left. Left, on your right.
8 to shoot. Jacoby thought about the alley, denied by Scarpello. Shot clock at 2. At 1. Feed in front, off the crossbar, picked out of the air by DeLuca. DeLuca's locked in.
Hey, butts up right. Top center. Mark up. Who's got ball? Top right.
9 saves for DeLuca. Connor.
One's right.
Caraway, slide coming, finds Connor on the wing. Connor takes the extra step, extends his angle, and he beats Washuta.
Yeah, great throw back there by Caraway, and then the hitch and top step by Connor.
Higgins has done a nice job defensively. Tough matchup here with Matt Moore. Ogden gets free. Wanted Marr, who was open on the doorstep. Outlet to Conrad, absorbs the contact. Conrad turned away. Washuta's with a big save. That's the type of save that can swing momentum in a game like this.
He threw out the old boot on that one.
Top center. What's up, right? Right. You're long. Top right.
Washuta's 6'3". Now Sowers gets inside, crease feed. Washuta again. 4 saves for him in this quarter. McCardle has possession. Shot clock did reset. Archers really have to dig in on defense here. McCardle drew the double. Sowers with 7. With 5. Sowers. That's a heck of a defensive stop there by the Archers.
Yeah, 2 possessions, 2 opportunities there. Washuta's been solid. You think back to last regular season, his start against the Waterdogs in that season finale, you know, barring that last play of the game that slipped out of his stick, he played fantastic in that game.
Here comes Cole Williams, dislodged. Bond looked like he wanted to scoop it with the butt end of the stick.
No reset on that.
Shot clock at 2. Williams puts it on cage. DeLuca gobbles.
Wake up! What's up, center?
Archers have not scored in this half. The Waterdogs extend to a 6-point lead.
The Waterdogs getting back to that first quarter performance.
Moore with a low shot. DeLuca sweeps it away.
Thought Conrad maybe got away with something. That cross check kind of Got up into the shoulder, neck there.
We're going to listen to Nick Wishuta under the helmet. He's mic'd up.
Stop center. Punch right. Watch big right.
You heard that shot.
Yeah, right into the gut of that one. You can feel it up here.
Ogden streaking toward the cage, and he finally gets the Archers their first point of this third quarter and this second half. Last goal for the Archers came with 1:50 to go in quarter number 2. McCardle, oh, great feed inside to Jack Traynor. Where is the offense coming from for the Archers? Ambler.
Good job sitting on that by Traynor, anticipating that little hitch. He wasn't buying it.
Also knowing the scouting report. You know, Ambler's not going to try to pepper you from the outside. Jacoby can, but he missed the cage.
And those severe angle shots are basically just turnovers. Jacoby needs to try to get underneath, back to his left hand, a little S dodge, or just bounce that and carry behind the cage.
Sowers, Cyclones inside. And he was in the crease.
He kind of ran himself into trouble there.
Here comes Bond. Got to step past Caraway. Bond cashes it in. GoldenEye.
Went scoreless this past regular season. He had a remarkable rookie career. Him and Marr, the two rookie short sticks. To come into the pro level and have the years that they had, Marr was more of a threat in transition, but credit Bond for cashing in there.
McCardle against Ambler. Left hand free, body save Wishuta. Rebound comes back to the Waterdogs. McCardle steps inside the line. Now to his offhand, fires with the right. And that takes us to the end of quarter number 3. Philadelphia's defense locked in and locked down.
The Archers, 2 of the 3 quarters, 1 goal and then 2. So lacking offensive firepower, Philadelphia doing a better job knowing the scout report, defending the knowns, and stretching this lead as we head into the 4th. Can the Archers summon enough juice to make it a comeback?
Cluster! Cluster, JC!
Last one, I was just trapped in that crease and I know where to go and I
You're
got
fine.
Close to you.
Yeah, we're gonna get looks no matter what. We just gotta,
We're getting so many looks.
100%. Hey, Scarbeat! One coming! Might have to pull a couple twos.
Yeah,
They're playing so soft.
Look, I'm telling you, yeah.
You know?
It literally is almost like a zone. Like if you step in,
That's what I mean.
You can hammer one,
Yeah.
but go nuts.
17-12, Philly on top of Utah. It's the Waterdogs and Archers. PLL 6's Championship Series. Day 1, Game 2. Anish, Shroff, Ryan Boyle. Dana Boyle with you on this Wednesday night. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Ryan Ogden had the face-off, lost it, gets it back.
There, RC.
As Conrad tries to poke it away.
Go now.
Ogden shooting on the run, and hard to solve a hot goalie right now.
He's doing a good job using that big frame, staying big.
Also something to note too, the Waterdogs defensively, they're extending so far out, so the Archers don't have an outlet and no one's really stepping up.
Oh, that was beautiful. Caraway, the touch pass to Conrad.
I think that might have been Traynor. I've been caught with his 15-5 all game, yeah.
Williams over to Jacoby. Somebody lost a stick. It's Scarpello behind the back. Ronan Jacoby, Sports Center top 10.
Drop in.
Somehow found some space on that near pipe.
I'll tell you what, you like Sports Center top 10? As Borda's shot is blocked and sent back. This game is made for that. Here comes Solomon streaking the other way. Yes, sir, 18-14.
Good anticipation by Solomon. Little burst of speed in transition to get away from the pack.
Pick right.
Jeff Connor over to McCardle. Low to high snipe.
Incredible job going down to that wing, opening up his hips to increase his angle and generate enough torque on that.
Williams has just the one goal today, goes to his right hand, and that's his offhand, and he cashes.
Yeah, the key there is he got to the middle of the field. Despite it being his offhand, that little swim move, once you get to the middle, you get the full 6x6 to shoot at.
Here comes Sowers, that path to Shake. Over to McCardle, again trying to go low to high. Washuta got a body on it. Back to the Waterdogs, new 30. It's got to be frightening. Sowers eyeing the defense, not a single long stick on the field.
And I think he's slowing it down here just to catch his breath before going again.
He's got the matchup, Matt Moore. There comes the slide, there's the crease feed, textbook. He baited him, he knew it was coming.
He knew it was coming, but if you're gonna slide.
Jacoby got out ahead of the defense, turns, and scores. Archer's getting some easy ones here of late in transition.
Back to that previous Waterdogs possession. If you're gonna slide to Sowers, fine, I don't fault you then. But make sure you cover Kieran McCardle. Cover up around. If you're gonna leave somebody open, just don't have it be McCardle.
Sowers against Ambler. Caraway, another save by Washuta.
It feels like 90% of his saves have been body shots.
Yeah, I think he felt that last one too.
And the beauty of six is he gave up that previous goal, didn't sulk about it, picked it up, get it out, and you get transition going the other way with Jacoby.
Williams almost warded off Scarpello. Williams inside roll. Cole Williams tornadoes for a tally.
And that's exactly why the Archers picked him up. He was a nightmare against them last year.
Timeout, Andy Copeland and the Waterdogs. Now the Archers, they've been pesky. This is a team that are missing a lot of their big guns. We know Grant Ament is out, and right when it seems like the Waterdogs are on the cusp of putting the game away, they find a little rally.
Yeah, and their key offensive players have stepped up. Cole Williams, Jacoby has been a nice surprise. And defensively, they hadn't put the clamps down on the Waterdogs, but they've limited them just to 3 goals in this quarter. They've got enough defensive personnel that kind of keep things in check. Just do they have enough offensive firepower to make up the difference?
And Washuta's really given them a nice lift.
Yeah, he's been fantastic. Body save after body save. I feel like a 10-round boxing match. That's how he's going to feel at the end of this. Rocky, take out the body. Like Washuta's taking some body blows.
That's had a big body save a few moments ago. Almost keeled over, then went into the cage, got some water, shook it off. 9 saves. And remember, Birkinshaw played the first half. DeLuca's played the entire game in goal for Philadelphia. He's been the difference for the most part.
And you think back to last year's championship series, Sean Scanoni was the best goalie there, and Chrome, he ended up leading Chrome to the championship. So we want to talk about this offensive player, that offensive player. The goalkeeper position is really what can tilt the balance in your favor. Watch Caraway from 2 here with this behind the goal action.
Sowers from goal line extended. Up top, Conrad off target.
But I like that action schematically. You get Sowers and McCardle, the whole defense is like, well, if we help and support that, they're probably going to score, but if we help and support that, now we've got 2-point bombers on the other side with Conrad and Caraway.
Here's Moore, the 2-time PLL All-Star, and Virginia's all-time leading scorer. Looking for Williams, it's intercepted.
And I like that decision by Hayes.
Conrad against Williams. Now he presses the brakes. Why not Sowers? Against Robbins. Sowers shakes left. McCardle is there on the receiving end again. The two-man game between those two, almost symbiotic.
Yeah, if I was defending this, I would force Sowers upfield and slide from the opposite side as opposed to any sort of help from the other guy involved in that two-man game, most notably if it's Kieran McCardle.
22-6 with a sixth sense for each other. Ambler ran out of an angle. Waterdogs get a goal here. When you start to look at time and score, all of a sudden.
If they could score here and if they could just be smart offensively and not gift wrap a transition opportunity.
Conrad versus Marr. One of a one-timer there for Trainer. Shot clock at 3, at 2. Bouncer, out of bounds, Utah ball.
How about Trainer's release? Ultra quick there, and then he had that other one right on the doorstep, that quick stick where the ball was barely in his stick before getting it off.
Watched some guy, Mac O'Keefe, for a few years at Penn State. As Ogden tried to go early for 2, it's not there.
But I like that decision by Ogden, understanding the score and clock, that early 2-point.
Robbins comes way out to meet Sowers. Sowers, there was the slide by Ogden, the one more pass, misses Trainer. Shot clock at 1, they gotta put it on Cage, and they do, not even close. 1:23 to go.
Maybe too unselfish there by McCardle. I think he could have just caught and shot that right away.
Timeout. Chris Bates. And the Archers. Utah, the defending PLL regular season champion.
Hey, yo, go in the other direction. Yetsin, go in the other direction. We got to press, right? We got limited time here. We can get this back, right? But whatever happens, goal, turnover, we've got to press down here a little bit and make their clear miserable. We're going to try to create a turnover, yes? Yeah. All right, let's just run. Hey, top, right? Matt and Augie up top. Here. Right, give you guys space. We need a 2 if we can get it. Right, so Matt here, set it and slip it, right? So here, come over the top and then fade, come this way, right?
I can hug pipe.
Yeah, you hug pipe here, right? And then right, you come off and then slip it too, so you have a look. Hey, we can get a 1 here.
Why don't I set the seal so if we score I can jump right away?
Yeah, go ahead, do that.
Yeah, they talked in the huddle about what they're going to do if they don't score. You got to kind of press down. Really, your option is to try to lock off and make the goalie kind of make a play without the long poles to be able to double team and cause a turnover.
That's hard.
And you got 20 seconds to get it over. So, you got a ton of time.
Good above, Scarpy.
Here comes Moore. That was an opportunity for the Archers. Scarpello lost a stick. instead of turnover. Now you're not going to press out. I was going to ask you, Ryan, you want to quote-unquote ride. You have no poles, but you do have a smaller field.
Yeah, and you really got to try to force the ball.
Oh, Bond forces the turnover. Charging, plays it back out. Jacoby sets his feet, fires a rocket, but missed the cage. That might have been the last hope there for the Archers.
And Bond, like, tackled. I thought the Waterdogs did a good job of getting it out of Higgins' stick into Conrad's stick. And once that happened, you're like, all right, they're fine, right? They're fine. And Bond somehow miraculously took it away.
Piper Bond, actual first name is James Bond. His dad's name, he played at North Carolina, but was a very good player, national champion.
Proud Greyhound.
Shaken but not stirred.
I was referring to the high school, but
Who is the freshest? Okay, listen, it's going to be 3-0. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, and then 2D. Can I go 1, 2? I'm going to keep you out right now. Who wants? You want to start with it? Yeah. Start with it. Listen, they have to have a goalie on the field. They have to have a goalie on the field. Whoever has the goalie, go to fucking work. Go to work, okay? Make sure you get your 5 yards here. Absolutely no transition. Let's run the alley. Let's get the ball behind if we can. Cycle guys in front. No transition, okay? Hey, if you get on top of the cage, fucking take it, okay? Good. Dogs on 3. 1, 2, 3.
I think he does a great job understanding situational lacrosse and putting the Waterdogs in a great position, understanding the rules, clock, score. Seems like they're prepared for these special scenarios.
And while Coach Copeland wants to limit the transition, you'd be surprised to know that Coach Bates wants to create the turnover to get transition.
Oh, you got to hold on to your stick. Marr dropped it. Conrad runs by him. And now the Waterdogs will milk the clock. Trying to play keep away. There's the double. Conrad plays it back up top. Comes to Higgins. They're willing to take a shot clock violation. They pretty much do. Only 16.3 left. Washuta over to Ambler. Final 10 seconds. And one more timeout for Chris Bates. Not really much of a chance here. 11 seconds. Down 4, you need a 2, a quick 2, you need a turnover, then you need another 2.
I'm sure this is just about kind of late game execution.
Getting your right personnel in.
Do a high pick.
Just high double pick.
Get one here, right, for confidence.
Yeah, absolutely.
The thing is you know Bates has got a play in his back pocket that he's not going to show right now.
Just run a double here. Right, come off it. Right, Solly be on this side. Yo! Down here. Matt here. Solly here. Right, so ball's here. Right, bang it up. Cole, come over the top. Set it. Come over. Keep simple. I'm not showing. Yeah, that's all right. That's fine. I would.
You could hear him. I'm not showing it. I'm not sure. He's got a play in his back pocket. Last year, the championship series, he had a 2-pointer out of a timeout, of a double substitution box manipulation. It was the best drawn-up play of the championship series. It didn't cash in, but he saved it. I know he's got a play like that. He's not going to show it in the first game.
Yeah, and the Archers are the only team that played in the Champ Series last year that's back again this year. Ambler inside the arc, twisting, falling, shooting. Goal is good. And DeLuca puts the ribbon and wrapping paper on this one. Philadelphia led wire to wire, and the Waterdogs win the first game of the Champ Series here. 6's format, 21-18 your final. Earlier today we saw Romar Dennis, the Golden Stick Award winner from last year, Cam the game winner in overtime for the California Redwoods. So California and Philly winners today. Boston and Utah will try to get their first wins tomorrow.
I thought the Waterdogs win today almost workmanlike. very much like, hey, this is our game plan. We're sticking to it. You got a lot of Sowers. You got a lot of McCardle. So in terms of executing the game plan, like box checked, but it just also felt like the Archers, like, to have only, to kind of air quote only lose by 3, like, okay, like there's some things we can work on, there's some things we can build here. We don't have the same amount of offensive firepower. We need to keep these games kind of under 20, I think, to have a puncher's chance.
Yeah, if we're being honest, when you look at the rosters for the 4 teams and you look at the Archers roster, I mean, they're missing a lot of their big guns. It doesn't stack up on paper to the other 3.
Yeah, they need to be defensive struggles. Meanwhile, Waterdogs just need to lead on their dynamic duo. I know Dana's got one of them.
I got Kieran McCardle with me. Kieran, you had 11 points. There's a noticeable chemistry between you and Sowers. Where does that come from?
You know, I think just hanging out off the field. We're roommates this week, and you know that connection's been there for a while, so it's fun to be out there with him.
In terms of the game plan, you guys certainly executed. What can we expect moving forward from the Dogs?
Yeah, I think we're going to look at the film and tweak up a few things, but you know, overall we're happy with what we put out there today.
Congrats on the win. Thanks.
Thanks a lot, Dan.
Kieran McCardle, 31 years old, won gold this past summer with Team USA in San Diego. A couple of years ago, he was the number 2 scorer in the PLL behind only the great Lyle Thompson, and he's not slowing down. He still has it.
No, he's been absolutely fantastic the last couple seasons. And you looked at this roster, it's always kind of like, well, if there's an offensive player, what happens if they get caught on defense? If you score a goal, you don't have to really worry about transition. And that's what the Waterdogs did today between Sowers and McCardle. You didn't see them trapped a lot on defense because they were usually burying it.
So we have a day off tomorrow to recover, get your sea legs back, and then we're back in action Friday. California and Philadelphia, the 2 winners from today. Boston and Utah, the 2 losers from today. Saturday, we wrap up round-robin play, and we'll seed the teams for the semifinals on Sunday, and the 2 winners Sunday will play in Monday's championship on ESPN2. For Dana Boyle, for Ryan Boyle, for our entire ESPN production crew, I'm Anish Shroff. We'll talk to you again Friday, 5:30 Eastern on ESPN2, when it's the California Redwoods and the Philadelphia Waterdogs. You've been watching the PLL Championship Series.